Hey, Jackie.
Hi, Eric.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
In fact, it's been like, I don't know, 2 months.
It's been so long that you're in a different location.
No, I switched locations. You're in a different location.
Yeah, you're in a different location too.
No, the last couple episodes I was in this location.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I was.
I just don't remember. Well, I guess things move when you're in the shop, so I just don't recognize.
Yeah, this is my shop. The lighting is a little better in here, and it's quieter. So.
Oh, well, my shop is quieter usually, but my laptop died, or it was making noises like it was dying. I'm going to try to perform CPR on it in a little bit and see if I can bring it back to life because I need it. So.
Computer resuscitation.
This is my sacred private area that nobody sees.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to just make sure everybody closes their eyes when they're watching the podcast.
Yeah. It's just like, this is just house. It's just boring. So it's like my desktop's here, but I've been sitting here a lot lately for my pattern making, which has been my thing since BlizzCon. So have you done a lot of pattern making?
Me?
I meant to ask you that.
No, I hate making patterns. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I felt like, I didn't know if you'd ever done any like templates. You know how like they do, you could do like vector drawing of like a sword or an axe and like just.
Yeah, I'll make a template. That's usually how I get a shape for.
But it's just not your favorite thing to work on.
That's like in the top of things that I enjoy doing. It's down towards the bottom.
Okay, that makes sense. It's up there for me, and it's weird. I don't know. I've really been enjoying it. I love to teach people how to do stuff. Like I love to help instruct someone and then see them succeed. It's like that. I get so excited. Like I just love watching someone else get so excited about succeeding that I love making patterns because then I can like, are you using it? What are you doing? How's it going? I love that. So the pattern making is just a fun extension of that, I guess, for me.
No, I get that. And there's a lot of people that really enjoy doing pattern making too. So
yeah.
Cool. I do like making things that help people and have people like, hey, this really helped me. Just like just today somebody had tagged me on Instagram and it was a lighting tutorial I did on YouTube like 2 or 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, and they weren't even lighting a prop. They were like lighting like this server computer area or something like at their work or something, know? And they're like, hey, I used your tutorial to do all these lights. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So that always makes me feel good. And then it makes me realize that I haven't done a YouTube tutorial in like, I don't know, 6 months.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask you that. It seems like it's been a long time. Yeah. I know you made one last year around BlizzCon, but that's the last one I remember.
Yeah, those tutorials, they just take a long time and it's just.
Yeah.
So little time, Jackie.
Oh my gosh, boy, do I know that. My time is crazy right now because of City and Props. Jill, when this goes live, she will already have been here, but she is here day after tomorrow in 2 days, but technically today's over, so 1 day. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to have her here. I can't wait to see all her 3D modeling skills in action and to do stuff together. I'm really excited for that too.
Are you going to rebrand as Girl Power Props?
No, we are not. I'm pretty sure the Spice Girls, the girl power thing is
that's true.
Back in the 90s.
All right.
But yeah, we're very powerful ladies.
So much for that idea.
She's a tiny human. I don't know how powerful she is, but she's mighty.
She is not of the large stature.
No, she's so itty bitty. I'm excited to have her here though. I can't wait to I don't know. It's just nice to have somebody else to work with. It's been it's, as you know, it can be lonely in your shop by yourself and not everybody shares your hobby and wants to do the same things that you're doing. So,
Yeah, I think that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to hear how it goes and
I've got some fun little video things planned with her, so I'm excited.
Having a shopmate and some new direction for you.
Yeah.
As a maker.
Yeah.
As an entity. I mean, what are you at this point?
I don't know. I'm a maker, I guess, but I want to I love my patterns so much. I'm always going to make stuff because I'm making everything that my patterns are. But I want to do a little more tutorial stuff and I want to, I want to get other people making stuff and I want to help as many people. I'd love to, I'd like everybody to be cosplaying, like anybody I can get to cosplay. Jacqueline Geller, circle back to BlizzCon. One of my boss ladies, I guess, at BlizzCon that worked with me on this job. she wanted to dress up. All my costume stuff got brought into the con and put in this like wardrobe room and laid out on these tables, like ready for me to wear them. Mecha Queen Farah and then Varian another day. And she wanted to wear Varian the first day. And I was like, all right, yeah, like anybody can wear it. It's all adjustable. I can put it on a guy. It doesn't matter. So I, tightened it up on her and she wore it and she loved it. And it was just the upper body is all she wore. And she had so much fun. Cool. She ran around with me and she was like with me the whole time I was in Farah and she was Varian. And then I see her like in the afternoon and she had undone, she wasn't wearing it anymore. And she's like, oh my gosh, I have so much respect for these people walking around these costumes all day. She's like, I cannot believe it's like that. I don't understand how you're still in this. And there was tons of people, still doing that. And it's nice to have someone have that perspective that hires you. It was like the best experience ever to have someone that hired me see what it was like. She was just so wonderful the whole time, like it's really, because a lot of times you get hired and these companies have no idea how hard it is or what it's like. And Liz recently, she actually just shot something for a TV show, an HBO show that's coming up. I don't remember the date, but I don't know if the name of it's released, but it'll all be out whenever it's out. And she was in costume on this show and they really didn't get the whole like cosplay armor kind of comfort thing. And she said it was, it was really hard. It was tough. So it's nice to have people to understand it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good perspective, and especially for somebody that, you're working with or whatever. And just in case people don't know, because we weren't really able to talk about it. I don't think we talked about it on the last episode before Blizzcon.
Yeah. What did we talk? We talked about like me finishing up stuff.
Yeah, I think we talked about the fact that you had something going on, but I don't think it was officially announced that you were going to be you were going to be doing the virtual ticket. Not only did you make videos for Blizzard for your costume for your Mecha Farah or
Mecha Queen Farah, yeah.
Mecha Queen. I always forget the queen part. You also were at BlizzCon in costume as well. First day. Mecha Queen Farah and second day Varian. Was it Varian?
Yeah, Varian.
Yeah. And they had you running around with the film crew and recording all kinds of stuff, talking to a lot of our friends, interviewing people, and kind of showing off the cosplay side of the con, which was really cool.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, and the thing I didn't realize about that is I knew that you were doing those. I didn't realize that they were actually broadcasting them like live. At the time you were doing them. So it wasn't until like the second day when I think maybe you or somebody told me, actually it was towards the end of the first day that the cosplay contest was being, was live and you could watch it on the app. And then so I downloaded the app and I start watching it and I was like, oh, hey, look, all Jackie stuff is on here too. So I didn't realize that it was so interconnected because I didn't really pay that much attention to it last year when I was there. But that's so
well. All this was new. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I know
all of it was brand new.
Oh, was it the way?
Yeah, everything. So I was hired to be one of a small team of Blizzard insiders, and this is Blizzard's first year. Not DirecTV usually runs their BlizzCon, and this is the first year that it was all Blizzard. Blizzard ran everything. So when I say DirecTV ran it, they hired production, they set up tables, they got chairs, they managed all the production, broadcast, everything really, everything that went along with camera, lighting. It's a lot. It's a ton of people, a ton of management. Yeah. The Blizzard hired all these things, but they wanted to create a different, more modern kind of situation, and they have like a long plan. So every year it's going to be changing and increasing and getting better and working out kinks because you can't just change everything in 1 year. That's madness. It could just fall apart completely. So
madness. Can't have madness.
Yeah. And then they're very, they like to have things clean and crisp and in control and not shock people too much. So I was one of the BlizzCon insiders, and my schedule before I was there, my schedule was crazy, and it ended up being crazy anyway. And it got cut in half. Yeah. So like to think of all this stuff, like they were like, there were just a lot of things that weren't working out with having the film crews and all the things that go through. It's like, okay, this is so crazy, but like this probably isn't interesting to most people, but there's a bandwidth thing. Like the All Access channel is filming and they're using bandwidth.
Yeah, there's only so much bandwidth available.
Yes. And so they had to make sure that they were staggering it to quality content, quality sound, quality video was going through the tunnel. That was like a buffer, 15 minutes or so, that would go in this tunnel for a panel to make sure it looks good, then send it out. So I guess they started realizing that this is not going to work. We cannot have virtual ticket and all access filming at the same time. We must stagger. So and that's certain situations. And so I ended up having what I had. And if they'd given me any more content, I don't know how it would have gotten done. So as we're filming the end of the first day, they're like, this was the right amount. Like this would have been too much for one person, way too much. What they had planned was probably for like 3 cosplayers. Probably. And so what worked out for me, and I was in my costume. I only got out of my costume that entire day, and I ended at 9. I only got out of my costume at 9:30. I only got out of my costume for an hour and a half the whole day. So it's crazy to think, like, what else could they squeeze in? And in Farah, I not only did I do the BlizzCon Insider, there were other teams. The craziest thing is there's a lot of teams at Blizzard. So what you guys didn't get to see is, like, T-Mobile requested that I come do a interview with them because they were housing the MVP Overwatch trophy that was Harrison's. And Harrison also got interviewed there, and they interviewed the USA Overwatch team that they sponsor, T-Mobile sponsors. So they wanted me to come in and hold the trophy and do a little funny interview with them. So I did that. Yeah,
and just in case anybody wondering, Harrison is Vulpin Props. So in case you don't put the name Harrison with the prop maker.
He did all the trophies at he did most of the trophies at Blizzcon. He did the Hearthstone Invitational. Yeah.
All of his trophies
did he?
were primo, of course. Because,
they were really good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Holding that MVP trophy, it was so beautiful. Nice and weighty, feels like a trophy that you want, not like the kids, not like the participation ones you get in like T-ball that you end up breaking.
These are super fancy, high quality, nice. Meticulously made.
Yeah.
Real chrome, rhodium finishes, they're legit. So.
Yeah. And I would have, it was, Harrison actually had some stuff planned that, things got busy, and another side thing that I would have done would have been interviewing Harrison, and that didn't fit into the timeline. Like, everything was so crazy that so many cool ideas that they had, they were like, there's no way to plug this in. So another thing I did was when Sweden and Australia were playing, the Overwatch team asked me to come. They sent me this like a while before. I just didn't have the timeline. They're like, you're going to be coming on stage or coming into the arena stage and doing like a cut to. So while the match was going on, in between the matches, they had me like off to the side, like with my gun, and like do like a Farah move. And it was so crazy because I run in there and they're like, all right, we're going to have you in 30 seconds. Then I'm standing to the side with my team. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do they want me to do? I don't know. And they're like, everything looks good. You're good. And they pull my wig down, and they're like, all right, 30 seconds. And you see it gives me chills thinking about it, because it's like a little kid when you see the movie Magic. That's how I felt. I was like, this is magic. The guy on like the big crank thing of the camera and another camera and this lighting team, they sweep around the arena and they just come straight to me and they get right in. They're like, they count me in and I do my thing, and then they just escort me off.
And that was in Overwatch Arena. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the stage area.
Do you have any idea of how many people the arena area sits? Did you ever hear that?
I have that somewhere in my show notes. I can't remember. Like, one of the arenas was 12,000 people. Like,
I want to say that the Overwatch arena is maybe 15,000. I mean, it's a big. It's literally an arena at the end of the conference center.
Gorgeous.
And it was packed the whole weekend. I actually, speaking of Harrison, he and I went over there to try to find you, and there was like a line of like 300 people just to get in.
Yeah, I found him during rehearsals. I saw him twice. I ran into him. Like, I saw this guy in the distance with a mohawk pulling 2 suitcases, and I was like, they were giving us our tours. I was like, Harrison! Yeah. And he just stopped, and it was really nice to get to see him, for a second before it got busy.
Yeah. So so it's not, you're talking about, like the arena or whatever. It's like, you have to just think of it's like, it's massive. It's just such a huge production.
So beautiful.
And that's just one of the arenas. And they have other areas set up at the con for other arenas. The Overwatch one's the biggest one, though. So
it was, yeah. And the crazy thing is, the U.S. had such a massive following. It was crazy to see when the U.S. was playing against Korea. In the end, the Overwatch arena was so stuffed in every single booth that was broadcasting it, because you can see it on every single booth that has like monitors throughout the con, as you know.
Yeah.
They were all packed around with people staring, and they sold out of every single. So when the U.S. lost, Canada went against Korea, and they sold out of every single Canadian jersey.
Wow.
Because clearly everybody that was rooting for the U.S. and saw Korea stomp them was like, oh no, Team Canada, North America. So they sold out every single boot of the Canadian jersey. And I was like, that is some serious, camaraderie that they were like, this is our, it's just cool.
That's amazing.
But my friend Adam, I also so another team thing, I had to meet a separate team and do I was part of an interview that was esports and cosplay. And it was like esports meets their fandom.
Oh, interesting.
And my friend Adam, who was the captain of the U.S. team, we have known each other for years in World of Warcraft. And he was a rank 1 Holy Paladin every single season that he ever played World of Warcraft, which is crazy, in his battle group. He's a really great gamer, and they wanted to do a little mashup with us. So we had to go meet our little group of people for that, and then go back to where like the Overwatch people are, like all the team dressing area where they get like patted on the face and stuff, and their green screen is, and then go back into another side of the arena to take photos with the arena backdrop for our thing. So it was like I kept getting to go back into the arena, but never to watch a game.
Yeah,
I was like peek in and then leave.
Just on the periphery there.
I know, and I was like, I wanted to be in there, and I mean, it's I can rewatch it, but it is just so cool getting to see it in action and hear the audience. Like people were so excited. I just love that. It's cool.
Yeah, it just blows me away the sheer amount of people. So they definitely ran you ragged at BlizzCon.
Well, they treated me well, luckily. So
yes, but you were very busy.
I was very busy. I had like such little time to myself.
Yeah.
Only like, as you know, only at the very end of the event were we like running around getting badges and stuff from all the places that were handing them away.
Well, I was going to say even on Friday. Sorry, I keep getting the days mixed up because there's no Sunday at BlizzCon. We didn't even meet each other till like 3:00.
Oh yeah, when I was outside at the cosplay meetup, which
and that was just outside. Like, and it was so busy. It was just like hi, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Okay, I have to go film this now.
Yeah, and I'd already done stuff inside all day.
So for really those of you listeners that were wondering what our first face-to-face meeting was like, it definitely wasn't. We looked across the way at each other and ran to each other, and no, it was hey, how's it going?
And it was. I couldn't turn around.
No, because it was we were at the group photo.
Yeah.
Which is insane because there's like a couple hundred cosplayers all getting around the fountain. There's like just as many, if not more, people watching and trying to get photos. And that fountain's kind of a semicircle, and all the people that want to see start pushing in. And I ended up running security and just yelling at people to move back because poor Alex, that is head of all the cosplay stuff, she couldn't get people to move. So
yeah, it was crazy. I mean, she really did need a megaphone.
I was her megaphone, and I lost my voice.
I know,
that day.
But she needed one. Like she really did, because it was so crazy.
Yeah, they need to have one, and what they need to do is, I feel like they know that not the contest. They know that the group photo is going to be there in a certain time. I think they should just barricade the fountain, like half circle, like an hour before. And that way cosplayers can come in, and then they can keep everybody back far enough and then move them when it's time to take pictures.
Yeah, but here's the thing is so we have to look at it objectively. One, we don't know if there's like a fire issue. Like I figured that out. Yeah.
Or at least, or just cordon it off or something. I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So
it still I just don't see them doing it because it's segregate. It's like, the cosplayer, it's mostly gamers that attend, and they'll be like, so the cosplayers get this like wrangled off section, but we're waiting in lines to test a game. Like, why are they so special? And
but you can still flow around it. It's just in the center. You can still go around the sides. I just think if they want to do that, they should just plan it just a little, or just have some people there to keep people back, just because, I mean, it's overwhelming.
Well, they did have people there to keep people back, and it didn't, I mean.
Yeah, and nobody was paying attention to them, so.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, like, they run into a lot of things. I mean, there are so many things.
I'm not really complaining, I'm just saying that,
I know, I just try to see it objective, like from their side too, and like everything is one more person to manage, plan, and make sure things happen. And
that's true.
They're trying to just produce as much content as they can. But the cosplay thing wasn't a Blizzard like wrangled thing until this year. This was the first time that they took over. Like, all right, everybody come to this point. Here's
and knowing that they were officially taking it over is just like just food for thought. just a little bit.
They always take suggestions, but I definitely think that like it's so hard when it's just, I don't know. It's just tricky. It's tricky to make people. I mean, it doesn't matter what they do. People are going to complain.
Well, yeah, there is,
and then other people are going to complain about it.
Yeah, and the thing is there's probably easily altogether at least 1,000 people or more out there for that photo.
1,000 cosplayers?
No, just people, just overall. There's because it creates this big, huge backup of people. Anyway, it's the same thing last year. I was there last year when they did it, and it was the same thing. Anyway, just my thought on the matter. But the photo was cool. You got in there.
Sure did. At the end of my thing, I was so glad. I was like really bummed because I couldn't turn around and I didn't know if everybody had left because Alex had stopped calling like, all right, let's try to get this group. Here's the storm and Diablo. And I was like, oh man, when I'm finally done doing this, like everybody's going to be gone. And I really wanted to just get a pic with my friends.
Yeah.
So luckily at the end, I turn around, everybody's still there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is convenient. Like, and there was even people still coming in. Like this girl's like waited off to the side and she's like, how like somebody's trying to run like Red Rover. So she's like, I don't know, can I jump in? Are people taking photos? I was like, come on.
Yeah, there was several people.
In.
There's several people. People just need to make way for them. But everybody's so excited to see all the costumes together. So.
Yeah, and you can't really hear. Like, to be completely honest, like I could not hear a lot of what was going on. I mean, obviously I had a wig on, but like it's hard to get to hear. There's no way you could hear your friend like across the way. There's so many voices. It's just so like a white noise kind of rumble.
Yeah.
That's why she needs a microphone.
Your helmet hair thing.
Yeah.
What was your final piece on that? Did you end up?
It was foam.
Oh, you ended up making it out of foam.
Yeah, and I hate it, but it is what it is. I ran out of time, so it's just.
Why do you hate it? Because I thought it looked great.
I ran out of time to do things that I wanted to do with it. Like I wanted to put these like. Real talk, I never even tried it on with the shoulders and the whole thing until the day I got dressed. And it didn't sit right because the shoulders hit it. And that bothered me. Without it, it was fine. The shoulders hit it and it constantly got knocked around. So I needed to adjust everything. But there was no adjusting it on that day. So it was what it was and I was fine with it, but it wasn't because the rest of the costume had so much love and so much attention to detail. It was like, this one part that just kind of felt like it didn't mix with the rest of the costume.
Well, that surprises me because I actually was like, I actually thought it looked really great. And I was like, wow, she really nailed the wig hair.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't get to see it in a mirror or anything. I never saw myself.
It's helmet hair, right?
Yeah, it's helmet hair. It's definitely a helmet. So I felt
it's a helmet that looks like hair, right?
Yes. Like a rubber hairstyle. I didn't get to see I didn't get to see it because I never saw myself in any mirrors at all. So I only ever saw pictures of myself, and I don't know, like what it really looked like.
In fact, I don't think you saw yourself until we finally met. I took a photo of you, and then you're like, "Hey, let me see that photo because I don't know what it looked like."
Yeah.
do you remember asking me that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I saw a photo of myself like earlier that day.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't get to see I actually never got to see what I looked like with my wings open until this guy, Albert, who's really nice, took a picture of my wings and he happened to just catch me outside adjusting them. And I forgot to record my wings moving, forgot all about that. So like that sucked. It's like all these things. I just got so wrapped up in working the Blizzard, like the Blizzard Insider job and providing good content and getting to talk to all the cosplayers and making sure I had really, good things to talk to them about. It was fun to be in costume, but it wasn't about my costume as much as it was, really getting to just be a part of this world.
No, I get
amazing cosplay world.
I totally get that. I do. Your costume looked great though. I thought it, especially 5 weeks, less than 5 weeks.
I definitely feel like I love that. I love that costume. I feel proud. I feel really proud. Like when I look at those pieces and they just look like love. They look like I loved making, even though I hated it at some point. It's like so much detail and so much time went into that, me really wanting to make it look as close as I could to the model. And I'm happy with it. There are problems, of course, and there were shortcuts that were taken, but I felt cool. It felt like a cool.
Well, you looked cool, and everywhere you went, people were just like, "Whoa!" I mean,
people were really nice.
I don't know if you were able to get that or not because you were pretty distracted with all your other duties. But
the nice part about Blizzard is that they and the team that was with me, the broadcast team, they're freaking amazing because if somebody asked for a picture or somebody was like, hey, Jackie, or anything while I was walking, they yanked them and let them come on in and say hi. Or if I couldn't see them, they'd be like, Jackie, right here. Like they, I don't know, some people, like some companies and some environments are like, you just need to get where you're going. Sorry, she can't right now or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
no, they were very accommodating.
Yeah. Like that would suck. I wanted to be Mecha Queen Farrah and be in that all weekend. So it was really cool to get to talk to as many people that spotted me, you know, because I didn't look like myself. But if someone knew that I was making that costume, then they'd be like, I think maybe that's Jackie.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Jackie. So
well,
it was nice.
You were the only Mecha Queen Farrah there, right?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. I was just thinking if I saw any others of that specific skin. I mean, there were several other Farrahs, but not.
Yes, there were some great Farrahs. There was one that was the anniversary edition that she competed. Love that one.
Which one's that one?
That was the one that it's very I guess it's Egyptian themed. It's the one with the white cowl and like it's a blue teal kind of color scheme. Not Maddie Cat. She's a Raptorian. But like the I
was going to say, was it Maddie Cat? Because I don't know all the different skins for Farrah. So.
Yeah, well, if you looked it up, if you recognize her from the contest.
Yeah, if you said the Egyptian style theme, then
she's got like the one with the white cowl. It's really cool. But it's not the Anubis one. I saw her too, and I saw the white Anubis and the black Anubis.
Oh, there was a black Anubis. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, and I saw a
because I like that skin a lot. That skin's really good.
I like that skin. That was one when I pitched the changed skins to Blizzard. That was one of the ones I put in there.
Yeah.
And they wanted Mecha Queen, and I'm glad that they chose Mecha Queen because that was one of the 4 ideas that I had, and I just really like that one. Once I started painting it, I loved it.
So Maddie Cat's, that's also which one is that one?
That's the same armor design as mine, but different skin color.
I was gonna say it's the same. Okay. Yeah, because she had the helmet hair too.
She looks so good. Oh, I just love that.
Shout out to Maddie Cat. I mean, she's like, what, 19?
Yeah, she's 19. Yeah. She's such a sweetie.
Made a full Farrah. Yeah, I got to hang out with her for, I don't know, an hour or so on Saturday.
I got to interview her, which made me really happy.
Yeah. She's just really sweet. Has a really awesome boyfriend. So sweet. She did an amazing job. It's just like, you know, I hate to use this term because I sound like an old man, but what these young kids are doing nowadays is blowing me away.
Yeah, it was just such a beautiful array of talent. Like BlizzCon, the costume contest was so cool. I was really excited to get to interview so many friends, like obviously the Egg Sisters and Bio Cosplay and Steel Barrel Cosplay and Little Sparks, and Maddie Cat and oh my gosh. Oh, and what is it Zarabug? No, that's Michelle.
Oh, Zadra?
That's Michelle, Zadra.
Oh,
but I got another character mixed up. But the girl, I think her name's Lainey. Lainey's the one that did the Zagara. Is Zagara the name of the character? Gosh, I can't remember. It's the Zerg character.
Is that the bug?
Yes.
Okay, that's
her name's Lainey. I was right. Okay.
Yeah, Lainey.
And it was Zagara. Yeah, I got both names right. You know how rare that is? It's so rare.
She goes by the Lainey Says, S-A-Z. Yep. The L-A-N-I-S-A-Z. Yeah, Zagara. Okay, so we both had tons of friends there, and all of my friends, that I love so much, like Egg Sisters and Bio Cosplay, and you name them all. They all looked amazing, and their costumes were incredible. Steel Barrel was just incredible. But
he's so tall.
Yes, he is.
He's like perfect for that character. It's
but
awesome.
Talking about the Zagara, that was my costume for the con. That was my winner.
Yeah, I love the Hogger too because I love the character. Honestly, I don't think I could pick a winner because it's like there's how Twitch has winners of categories.
Yeah, I know.
Like have categories.
I'm just saying, out of everybody, for whatever reason, that costume just spoke to me. Yeah, and I was just it
spoke to me too. That's how I felt.
I was just Zagara, like, damn. And like I said, I don't want to disparage anybody else because, all the costumes are so good at BlizzCon. And that's one of the reasons why I love going because...
Yeah, and they're good in different ways.
Yes.
Mike, Steel Barrel Cosplay, his tail and his cowl.
Oh man, all of his facial prosthetics and his makeup and the hair. And it was just I'm so glad that he placed. So glad.
Oh yeah.
because he hasn't placed for a couple years, and there's been it's just like everybody. It's just like all the people that don't place, they could have placed. I mean, it's just every year.
So hard. I feel like those judges,
I can't believe you didn't place, and it's just like
But you know how rough they have it. Like they have like some of the best makers in the world. Like I would never want to judge that. Like I'd have to judge just a small. I'll have an honorable mention. That's it. Can I take just an honorable mention?
And talking about exactly. And talking about the Zagara costume, it's like she spent 2 years. 2 years.
And she drove from Atlanta with it. Like
I know.
I'm coming to Blizzcon and I'm competing.
So the thing is, it's like talking about I mean, how many people can dedicate 2 years of their life to create one costume? So
she had setbacks and she got frustrated.
And everybody does. And everybody does.
Cracked like on the way there. And like, man, gosh.
But I told you this before, but we ran into. So I spent most of my 2 days hanging out with Egg Sisters, who killed the con, by the way, and they're so much fun to hang out with, and totally my sisters. I'm official part of the Egg Sister family, by the way. I know
they adopted me too, so I guess I don't know whose bed I'm.
Man, I thought I was special, but I guess they got both of us.
I love them. I want to collab with them so bad. I really want to. I have a really, really cool idea too for a because I love that they like to do things that are unique, different, difficult, and I don't know, just showcase different talents. I'd like to do I have this Joan of Arc armor set that I've had pinned for a long time. It's her actual armor. And I'd like to do some kind of version of like a Zach Fisher design, or somebody redesigns a character in Joan of Arc style.
That would be cool.
And it's like 3 strong women characters in this crazy BA, like, because it's got metal skirts and stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't need a skirt, I need a metal skirt. So I want to collab with them.
Yeah, who doesn't want to collab with them, really?
Yeah, they're fun, and they just love their craft, and you could see it. You could see their passion in their costumes.
Oh, definitely. And they just kick ass all the way. The hearts, so the hearts on their costume.
So cute, which is a fun word to say for that.
So in case anybody hasn't seen their costume, the pauldrons for the necromancer has gory hearts on the pauldrons, but they actually made those hearts beat, which I just find.
Yeah, they're animatronic, and it's crazy. I got to ask them on the virtual ticket about that, and they had little servos and like. Yeah, man.
It's just a servo and a piece of plastic in there pushing it around, but they really look like they're beating, and it was so much fun watching people react to that, because it's something people wouldn't expect, and so they would glance at the costume, and they'd be like, oh yeah, you could tell they thought it was pretty cool, and then the heart would beat, and they would notice it, and they'd like jump back, and it'd be like, whoa. And most people are like, that's really gross, but it's really cool at the same time. So
I loved it. I thought it was like fun. They could take it off, and everybody was like doing their thing with it. So.
Yeah. Well, they actually had a separate heart too. Oh. So they had the ones on the pauldrons, and then she had one she could carry in her hand that lit up.
Oh yeah, duh! I touched it. So, I forgot. Yeah. For some reason, I forgot that wasn't the one on the shoulder. Oh yeah. Okay, that's right. Yep. That's really cool.
So I decided that it's beautifully disgusting.
Yeah,
so
it is.
That's the best way to describe that costume, because I'm not really into like gory kind of stuff, or
me either.
Like that kind of stuff.
I have no desire to do like wounds and like scarred up,
same here.
Missing jaw.
I'm not like into gore, but they realize that costume so well. They pull it off extremely well. So
the crown was so cool.
Yeah, it really was
so unique.
It really was. They did a great job on it. So,
another fun thing about Blizzcon that it just came to my mind, speaking of like cowls and stuff, is so I got to do a tour of the Darkmoon Fair as King Varian, which is like so appropriate. Yeah. And at BlizzCon,
I ran into you while you were doing that.
What?
I said I ran into you while you were doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. I ran into a couple friends actually while I was doing that, which was really nice. And I started at the Darkmoon Fair gate, which is a replica of what's in the game, which is like so cool for me. And at the same time, happened to be Frank's team's Murlocs. One of which is our friend Gary.
Yeah.
And I run up and I'm like, Gary? And he's like, hey, Jackie. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. And like, I never knew Gary was such a good dancer. It was so fun to see him all weekend.
Gary's got moves, man.
With having Gary as my backdrop.
Dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, beer money props in case anybody doesn't know who Gary is. And also, do you know the other Murloc though? Do you know Ben That's Ben Plowman. Do you know Ben Plowman? He was on. He works for Frank at Thingergy, but he's most notable for being on Face Off 2 different seasons.
Oh, see, I'm bad with names. It would be a face thing if I could see it.
So anyway, I've gotten to know Blinn. That's so when you combine his first and last name together. I've gotten to know Ben a little bit over the past couple years.
Oh yeah, I recognize him. Yeah,
he's a really cool dude, and I even talked to him a little bit outside of costume, which was cool. And he even remembered my name. So there you go. We follow each other on Instagram for a while. So.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, now if I ever see him in the Murloc again, I'll be like,
yeah. It was funny. It was funny how they had the theme of like the Murlocs were actually cosplaying this year. So they brought the Murlocs back, and then they made them costumes.
Yeah, with the no take candle. They were the kobolds. I just thought that was so cute. I love that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
BlizzCon is such a really fun experience. If you love those games, you will feel like you're at Carnival, and I like that. I like how it feels like, all the games that we love have kind of come to life.
And even if you're not super into the games, because I'm not like super into games, but I love going to BlizzCon. So
I love games so much. I'm super into games. I'd say definitely super into games. So that's cool that we have different perspectives on it and we both like it.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about BlizzCon is like I get to see my maker buddies and my cosplay buddies at other events and talk to them. When I go to BlizzCon, I get to see all these gaming people, and I'm like, hey, cosplay friend, look at this gaming friend. And they're like,
yeah. They're like, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, but let me tell you that they worked on that you like. And then
exactly.
It's like the worlds come together. Not saying all cosplayers don't, know their fandoms. That is not the case at all. I'm just saying you happen to have a friend that's a maker that really isn't necessarily into it. Like Christopher Hayes, for example. I got to meet him and he came around with our crew for a little bit. And I actually introduced him to you and I brought him over to the group. He designed the Tier 19 shaman shoulders. And there happened to be someone cosplaying, and they got to meet and take a photo together, and it was this amazing, cool world colliding. Like, what?
Yeah.
It was fun.
Was that Sam? Was that Sam? Was that his costume that he did?
Oh, no. It was
a different one?
So I got to interview 2 deaf cosplayers, and one of them was her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, because I was hanging out with Sam, Bio Cosplay, and he also got to meet the dude that designed his armor set too.
Oh, I wonder if he got a picture with it. I haven't been that much I've been on social media a little bit, but I've been trying to prepare for Jill's arrival.
Yeah, I don't remember if I took a picture of him or not. Anyway, he got him to sign it, which was pretty cool. So.
Oh, that's so freaking cool.
Yeah. It was awesome. I love that part when those two kind of things collide. You have the people that design
there's
stuff.
Nothing as cool as that.
And then they see and like with Sam's, his was like concept art. So, it's not like,
exactly.
So it's not like a super well-known armor set and everything, So I bet for the designer guy, I don't remember his name, to see something that was just a concept only for him, and then have it there alive in front of him. That's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
He mentioned the guy's name when we were when I interviewed him. He said what it was and what kind of
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if it was John Mueller.
I love that kind of. So I also have another short little story about speaking of gamers and me not knowing gamers. So one of the nights, I don't remember which one, I was over at not the Hilton, but the one across the way. Is that I don't know.
Marriott?
Is that the Marriott? I can never remember. Yeah. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, that's the Marriott.
Yeah, so I'm over at the Marriott with a whole bunch of prop builders, right? I'm with, I'm with Volpin and Punish Props and Jake from Shepherd of Men and Evil Ted and, all these really awesome people. So I go to the bar and I'm waiting to get some drinks for people. And there's this lady and this dude standing in front of me, and they start, because like everywhere, the bar's busy and you have to wait. And so she starts chatting me up and we're talking and everything. And she finds out, she's like, oh, what are you here for? And I was like, well, I just come for the costuming and stuff. She goes, oh, you cosplay? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And a lot of my friends are doing the costuming and contests and stuff. She goes, well, I've been trying to get him into it. And so she points to this dude and she's like, this is so-and-so. And I look at her and I'm like, okay. She goes, you don't know who he is, do you? I'm like, no. She goes, he's only the #1 Hearthstone player.
Who was it? Cribarian?
I guess.
It must have been.
Well, whoever the #1 Hearthstone player is.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, Cribarian's like pretty famous in Hearthstone, but there's a lot. But
that's probably who it is. It's probably who it was. I don't even remember his name. So, I mean, I guess I'm kind of a tool. So I'm like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. He goes, you don't really care, do you? I was like, well, I'm not really a gamer.
Well, he's really cool. He was cool. He was cool. He was an officer in Blood Legion too, which was Exodus. He was officer in Exodus. Sorry. Oops. Anybody that's a hardcore gamer will be like, Jackie, that's wrong.
That's okay. So I'm
in Exodus, and he was a really, really good, a legendary level hunter back in the day.
Well, I've decided that I'm just, when it comes to BlizzCon, I'm just kind of a fake gamer guy. So there you go.
Well, you don't have to be. I'm just saying who he is, just in case. But he's been around for a long time, and he's a very successful streamer. He always has a lot of people watching him, and even though things have evolved, and he could change his backdrop and his stream setup, he still has this crazy basic plain backdrop that he's been streaming with forever, and it's That's an funny. Homage to his beginning, and it's just so he's a really cool guy.
Yeah. So anyway, I met the number one Hearthstone player. That was pretty cool. Yeah, and my friends were Murlocs, so there you go.
Yeah,
synergy.
It was a really good weekend.
It was. What was there any kind of other than the one we already talked about? Any other kind of standout costumes for you?
I mean, honestly, just being in that environment and getting to see as many characters as I can is my favorite. And I don't really, I don't know, everybody's so good. So it's I don't look around and I'm not like, oh, I'm not impressed. I'm like, oh, wow.
No, it's everywhere you turn, it's like, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's amazing. What'd you think of Punish Props Probius? That was pretty awesome.
Oh, I love the Probius. Actually, I was just, when I finished up with Bill, I'm going to watch it. I haven't had a chance to catch up on his series and I'm really excited.
Yeah. He's done 3 different videos for Probius now. So go over to Punish Props on YouTube and watch their Probius videos.
They're really Probius awesome. Goes to BlizzCon. That's what we said to start with.
Yes. Yeah, it's really, actually, that's a very, very cute video. So.
Yeah, and they did that on their own, which is really interesting because they ended up leaving it with the Heroes of the Storm, one of the guys that...
Yeah, one of the main...
No, it's Heroes of the Storm, duh.
Yeah, one of the designer guys.
Yes, he was chilling in BlizzCon. And the funny thing is, somebody who loves this community and loves, games that much and brings something to life from it, it's come full circle for him. I got to introduce Bill to the people that hired me and pitch an idea for Bill and Brittany to do some kind of really cool thing like that for BlizzCon next year. So hopefully it'll come together. But it's so cool that they love doing that. They had so many cool robot ideas. They like the interactive fan experience.
Yeah, very much.
And it's so funny because Blizzard had already hired someone else's shop to make one, and Brittany and Bill were doing it on their own. It's that they were already thinking alike. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Bill and Brittany have some cool ideas for next year. And I just think that they are the right people to make really fun content that's good for cosplay and everybody else attending, not just cosplay. It's all across the board, and they really just love the communities. They're good
without a doubt.
People.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's hard to recommend someone for something, but the nice thing is there's so many people, so many good, really loyal and hardworking people in this community. And so to connect someone like that with Bill and Brittany, easy. They're good. They have such a positive image, and they don't stir any trouble up. And I just think that, we could use some more of those folks. Absolutely.
Yeah. So did you know that, you knew that our buddy Sanet was in town. Mr. Spicy Tie Design repping his shirt tonight.
Oh, I got to get a shirt. Oh my gosh. I did get pineapple lumps from New Zealand.
Yeah, he didn't bring, actually he brought my family chocolate, so that's true.
There you go. Yeah. He brought, he's really awesome for bringing stuff all the way from New Zealand.
So he came and hung out at my house for a couple days, and on the day before Bill and Britt left for BlizzCon, we went down and visited them, and they were jamming to finish up Probius. So it was getting pretty late. I don't know, it was 11:30 or midnight or so.
Oh wow.
And they were down to the last piece, which was the closing eyelid, which you could adjust. And they were both
and he worked on it, right?
Well, they were both pretty fried. Bill and Britt were both pretty much we're just done, right?
Yeah.
And so Bill's let's just glue it and call it good. And we knew that Britt had made it to where it could maybe open and close, but they hadn't figured out the mechanic for it yet. So Sanet and I, we just took over. So the two of us, we just started working on Probius and fixed the eyelids for them.
Oh, I didn't know that you worked on it. I talked to Sanet about it. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, he and we sussed it out. We actually made a pretty good little working team. So
that's awesome. It's really easy to work with positive.
It was funny because we were like sitting there trying to figure out ideas, and he's like, and he draws like two little things on a piece of paper. He goes, "What about this?" And I knew exactly what it was, without him even describing to me what he was thinking. It was really cool. So I just fabricated it and we put it together and it worked. And then Bill and Britt went and they just left. They just went upstairs and started packing.
They were exhausted.
They were so exhausted. And we probably didn't, I don't think we left their house till 2 a.m. It was one of those things where it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal. And we were like, we can just bust this out in like a half an hour. And then like 3 hours later, we had it done.
Yeah. It's little things like that. Yeah. Time gets away from you.
So we did a little guest building on little Probius there. So when we saw him there at the con, we both had a little bit of sense of pride as Bill got to wheel him around and see people interact and stuff. So and the whole time we were talking, it's like, hey, I wonder if anybody else is going to build one of these. And they're like, the chance of that is just like nil because I mean it's a pretty big thing, It's just it's this little robot and it's movable. But it turns out Blizzard had one built too. So there was 2
what the heck? Crazy. I couldn't believe that. I was like, what in the world? And then there was a girl with a small one too. Like,
was there really?
Yeah. And there's a photo with all of them. Like Bill and Brittany, I think, got to see her like at the end. And there's a photo with all the Probius.
Like, it was interesting. Like Bill and Britt's and the one the Blizzard had made, they were almost exactly the same size too. It was really cool to see. Really cool to see them together. So
I could not believe it. I was like, this is really weird that there's like 2 of the same thing. But that's great minds think alike. And so the Blizzard marketing team, Brittany and Bill are already thinking ahead of what they want.
Yeah, I know. It's just like they jumped the Blizzard marketing team. It was crazy. So,
it's really cool.
So that was a pretty cool experience to go see them rush on it and then get down there. And they got it there in 4 suitcases or four boxes. So they really did not want to bring it home.
Yeah. Ugh.
So. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want to bring it home either. I'm lucky that I get to put mine on pallets and they send it home because that sucks. I had 4 boxes also, and having a lot of boxes is not my jam, dude.
Exactly. And then I also got to meet for the first time because they're back east, Michelle and Tegan, Zadrabug, and Saya Cat, and they had their awesome Carrigans.
Oh yeah.
from Heroes of the Storm, and so. Shout out to those ladies because they looked amazing. And there were some really great pictures of Bill's Probius and the 2
There's some really great pictures of Michelle too. Dude, I have never I was like,
I think Michelle hates me. I think Michelle hates me because of you now. So I just
looked so cute.
I know, but
I was like, she looked so shocked. Like there was something coming and she was handling it. She was about to handle it. Because she looked fierce. Like
I had to apologize for that photo because I had I literally took it and then just posted it without even looking at it, And
but then it's memories like that when we're older.
And then you did all the close-ups of her face. She's just like, "Oh my gosh, my eyes! What is wrong with my eyes?"
I loved it.
And then she texts me, "Why'd you post that photo?"
I know, but it brought so much comedy.
I'm like,
she's just such a delightful girl that
I know.
It's just a fun.
And it was fun and funny, but it was fun to be fake in trouble for a while because it was all your fault too because it was fine and then you just made it go crazy. So.
Well, she was a cutie, and I really liked her a lot. So thanks for that.
Yeah, they were both great. Had a good time.
Them. I got to see them at KatsuCon too and have a really nice time.
Oh, awesome!
They're just smart, fun girls.
Yeah, and those builds turned out, great.
Oh, yeah, and it's like so cool that 2 friends get to do that together. Like, dang.
Yeah.
I need a build buddy.
Well, you'll have one soon.
Oh, wait. One more day. Little Jill. I'm excited. We were talking about what we could do for BlizzCon next year. But if I'm working at BlizzCon again, because she worked on this one with me technically.
Yeah.
So just like if I'm doing something with BlizzCon and Blizzard next year, Jill is too. So
yeah.
So if we get the opportunity to bring something to life, maybe we could do like something cool and matchy because she's like. She's very different than me. Like I could totally get her as like a chromie or a gnome, like no problem, or a dwarf. She's like under 5 feet or right at 5 feet. So
I just realized that you guys will be Jackie and Jill. So,
well, that has not eluded me. Oh, it's really fun. I'm really excited. I am the most excited about that. I've got like the funniest ideas and merch ideas and like, matching things ideas. And she's like, oh. And Jill is like, we're very different. It's cracking me because I'm like, girl, I cannot wait.
You guys really couldn't be the more opposite of people because she's just so she's so like unassuming and so quiet. She reminds me of
Daria.
Yeah. Like yeah, absolutely, yes. So, so the very first thing on Friday, I get there, and the very first two people I run into is Harrison from Volpin Props and Jill, and they're out by the Palms chatting, and I'm like, hey, I know these people, so I go over, and it's the first time I met Harrison in person, or actually no, I met him the night before at the Hilton. Anyway, so they're talking and Harrison and I start chatting and I'm like, hey, I'm going to go do this. And Harrison's like, okay, well, I'll go with you. And so we start walking away and Jill's like not coming with us, and I look at her and I'm like, come on, you can come too. She's just that kind of person. She's not going to she's just
she's not imposing.
She doesn't
to inconvenience anybody.
No. And it was just like, why wouldn't you just come along with us? We're all friends here, so just come join us, Jill. It's okay.
Yeah, she's a sweetie.
You're going to have to break Jill out of her quiet little shell. There you go. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really happy for her to be here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to paint her nails. That's the first thing I'm doing. She's never dyed her hair. She doesn't wear makeup. And I'm like, oh, really?
Oh, wow. You have like a whole blank canvas to work with now.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm really excited. And like, she's fine. She's like open to it. She's a little nervous. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'm excited.
I'll let you paint my nails. I mean, really, I'm open to that.
That would be fun. I like really have been into watching this Simply Nail Logical girl on YouTube, and she just has a fun way of explaining things. Like a matte top coat, she calls a matte taco, and I just cannot. Like a more splendid thing has never fallen upon my ears.
That's
like,
funny.
Yes, it is a matte taco. You're right.
That's hilarious.
That makes perfect sense to me. I'm going to go get a matte taco. So I got one, and now I love it.
When my daughters were little, they used to paint my toenails.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. My Aunt Dottie, she had her two toenails on her both big toes removed, and when she would walk around the house, flip flops or barefoot, her grandkids were like, "Dude, your toe," and they're like, "Oh, Granny, your toes are so ugly." So she'd let them paint them, and they'd paint just like over the nub skin area. It just always reminds me of like little kids painting. And I was like, that's the craziest thing. Those little kids were brave because I didn't want to go near that weird cavity.
No. Such
a weird story that popped in my mind.
That was a weird toenail-less tangent.
Yeah, just I could just picture it in my head. It was there.
So one other before I forget, somebody else that I was thinking about from BlizzCon, I have to put a shout out to is this kid named Jack. He's like 16.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Goes by Galactic Spidey on Instagram, and he's going to put us all out of a job, just so you know, because the kid's got some major skills at only 16. He had a amazing Doomfist that he hand built out of EVA with him at BlizzCon, and I was just blown away. And turns out he listens to our podcast.
And I'm so sad I didn't get to meet him in person and wear his Doomfist gauntlet, because I would have given him my rocket launcher arm for his
that would have been great. That would have been great.
Oh, it would have been the best. And like, man, oh gosh, that's so cool. Like, I would love to do, Blizzard's really open to a lot of like really fun and interesting ideas. I think it would be really cool to do teenagers and kids spotlighted.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little thing of like, these are, so you see adults and like, families or whatever cosplay, but like, check out all these kids that do it. Because it's like, they're in school and they have, they play sports, they do all these other things they do. And they're also like so passionate, so in love with these games that they're like, I must have a Doomfist. I'm going to make one. I don't know how. Well, I'm going to figure it out. Like it's amazing.
And I'm telling you, the guy's work was just like,
I know. I'm so sad I didn't get to see it. I showed a bunch of people the picture though. I was really excited. I was like, man, this is crazy.
Legit. Yeah. Like I would be hard pressed to make one as good.
I don't have it in me to make one. Oh my gosh. I saw the Henchman Prop Studio.
Oh yeah.
They were working on the one that goes in the display case, like when I was doing rehearsals. Yeah. And I have to talk and like do my practices, and I'm like da-da-da-da-da, rounding the corner, and there's Jordan, and then there's the team. And I'm like, hi guys, don't mind me just randomly jargoning into this microphone. But luckily I got to see it up close, and they were getting it ready for the thing. And oh man, it was just so neat. It was just such a cool piece.
Yeah, Hinchman's been doing some great work for Blizzard, definitely.
Yeah, I really like Jordan a lot. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, me too.
He's really done a lot for him, like for his business, and created these jobs for people that were passionate artists that have always wanted to do this. And he's included a lot of people in his company. And I think it's cool that there's something like that, a network. It's like, I don't know, I just like it. It's just a cool little cluster of talent.
Yeah, it really is. He's got a cool thing going on there at his studio. So bringing in all kinds of people.
And the Moira and the Doomfist were such lovely people. They were very engaging with the crowds, and they were chatting, and they were just having a great time. And that's fun to see too, that the way they've chosen to portray the characters and the people they've chosen are a good reflection. They're a reflection of a good company. You know, they're not like brats and models and jerks that are just kind of posing and not really interacting. They chose people that really wanted to jump in and be a part of the universe. So that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of goes along with the whole Blizzard thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're going to do it, you do it in a way that is interactive with people, and, you know, people come off with a good experience and not like a whatever experience. So
yeah, it's actually it's getting late, so I'm going to wrap up. But I want to mention something, a topic really fast. Sanit actually messaged me about this, and I didn't have time to answer it in the prop live I did with Bill and Brittany. But he talked about he's like. He's like, I want you to talk about how people need to keep themselves like brand friendly, but we here have already talked about that many times. And this goes along with the Blizzard thing. When I got hired for Blizzard, I have kept myself as brand friendly as I can. And Bill and Brittany, we talked about this on Sunday. We've even talked about more things that you can do and more ways to make sure, like, don't speak out about, don't go crazy on a product or company. Don't like rage nuts in a post about a company, even though you may not like what happened with them or what you did. You know, maybe just rage to your friends on Skype, or maybe just rage to your mom. Like, it's just, if you have a public profile page, it's definitely a good idea to just keep yourself hireable. And one thing with Blizzard is it's like Blizneyland.
Yeah.
In our meeting before, they're like, don't rage, don't cuss. You don't know who's behind the curtain, who's behind the wall. You keep yourself positive and happy on the show floor. If you need to step away, step away. Do not ruin this. You are here to have a good time, and also, immerse yourself in this. They're very good to you, but don't ruin it for anyone else. Don't ruin it. Don't be the cloud that rains on their parade. Be good to everyone and treat everyone equally. And it's like, that extended all the way down to me in my meeting. And I felt like, gosh, that's the top. Like, that company has been so well. They've just done such a really good job of making sure that message gets out there that you be good to each other. You know, there's people there that aren't rank 1 and they're casual gamers, or they're terrible and they wipe the raid every time. Doesn't matter. You don't come in being a jerk to these people. Everybody's on an equal playing field. This is BlizzCon. Everybody's here to have fun. So it's a really good message that you can't run around with a potty mouth acting a fool on the floor and expect to come back next year, so.
Yeah. And that kind of just goes,
hired.
I mean, yeah. And especially if you're hired and if you want to get hired, because,
yes,
and this sounds like something that, Santa and I also talked about similar kind of things, because of where he works, and, talking about people not being hireable because, they've maybe done whatever, whether it's, whatever it might be, something that it just feels distasteful in the corporate atmosphere. And certain, if you want to get hired, if you want to be hired in some of these ways, your persona, what you put out there, they look at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they look really in depth into it.
And they do, and if you have public pages, the first thing they'll do is they'll look you up on Facebook.
Yeah.
They'll look you up on Instagram. They'll see what you're talking about and what you're posting,
Yeah,
and he told, and Sanet told me, well, we've had several people that come in here, like really great talents, but whatever was on their page, they're like, nope. And then never even got past the, let's check this person out stage,
Yeah.
So being hireable in that way, if that's your end goal, for a lot of people it is. For some people, they just want to go to cons and have a good time and do cosplay and play games and whatever, and that's cool too. And
I don't even mean it with cosplay. My whole thing is like, I'm saying that not just like a cosplayer that wants to be not like hired like a Blizzard insider. I'm saying like, if you're an artist or you're an engineer, and you want to be a software engineer at Blizzard,
exactly,
and you are like and you're a part of like 18 subreddits that are crazy. I won't even say some of them.
Yeah.
Like, someone's going to find you.
Exactly.
Don't. It's not a good idea.
Yeah. And that goes with everything. It's not whether you want to, be a costumer or not, it can be any facet of, if you want to work for any of these companies. If you want to work for
that company. Yeah. So it's like, if you don't, you could be your own expressive, you could do whatever you want to do, but I'm saying, and we're saying, if you want to work for like a specific company like Blizzard, they are different. You're not going to be able to be that and be a jerk on the internet and then get a job there. I just think that.
Exactly.
So.
Well, you shouldn't be a jerk on the internet anyway, right?
Oh, dude, no, I just watched a PewDiePie video with this guy, Chris Chan, and I was like, man, this is the craziest deep dive on the internet I've seen in a long time. I didn't even know about this guy. Like, gosh, if you made it this far in the video, Chris Chan.
Which guy? Chris Chan, never heard of him.
Yeah, if you've made it this far in the video and you watched the PewDiePie video, or even were around and knew about Chris Chan on Encyclopedia Dramatica, which is like old school if anybody knows that. If you know about that, put, oh my gosh, Jackie, I know about that in the comments, because I could not believe this story, because I would love to be like, dude, how about this part of that story? Because I feel bad for everything to do with it, but I can't believe the internet is like that. I don't even it's some really deep, dark stuff, but that, the internet can be a beautiful, wonderful place for you to thrive as a human and in communities. And it can also break you down and destroy you and make you, kind of make you hardened and tough and not necessarily the sweetest person anymore. So find your happy place. Try to. And if people are bringing you down, maybe it's time to look for another community in hot ponds. We're always hiring over here in the best friend community.
Is that what we are, the best friends community?
Yeah, we're all best friends here. Everybody's BFFs. BFFs for life. Jack and Jill, BFFs. I collected one. I was like, hey Jill, I need a Jill, Jack and Jill. She's like, oh gosh, this is terrible. I'm like, oh, I hope you like sugar and rainbows. It's really a Jack or a Hansel and Gretel story. She just doesn't know it yet.
You're just leading her to your oven.
I am, yeah.
I see. Anyway. Run, Jill, run.
Yeah, I'm gonna take good care of her. I'm excited.
Any other BlizzCon stuff you want to talk about?
No, but when I have more stuff I want to talk about. When Jill gets here, I think it'd be fun to have Jill to come in and just how you settle in. And is it like?
Oh yeah.
I think you guys that are listening, let us know if you'd like to have a sit down, have Jill included, because she'll be here in person. And we have actually talked about having her on before, because she's one of the really popular 3D modelers in the community. She's worked with Harrison. She's worked with Jessica. She's worked with me. She's worked with so many people. Gosh, she worked on the Nintendo stuff. She's worked on Blizzard stuff. So
yeah,
she's got Activision. She worked with Jordan.
She's everywhere. She's
everywhere. She's just silently everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be fun to meet this sweet, humble lady that just loves some 3D modeling. So she went.
The question is, by the time you get her on, is she going to have blue hair? That's what I want to know.
No, her hair's never been dyed, and we did talk about dyeing it. So if she wants me to dye it, yes, it will be blue. Is what I'm saying. Right. I'm just kidding. I have all the rainbow colors, so ideally it would be rainbow colored, which is like the dream, to make someone else's hair rainbowed. Oh, I love that. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Love Jill.
If I had hair, I'd let you dye it rainbow.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
But
like a rainbow mohawk. Ooh, that would be so fun.
I could rock a mohawk. I'd totally go for that.
I love them. I love a good mohawk. I think they're really cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I agree. Mohawks for life. Cool.
Well, I'll have Jill on then. That'll be fun.
Cool. All right. Is this it for BlizzCon?
Yeah, we'll talk. I mean, I have a lot more to say about it, but I have to.
I'm sure it'll thread in and out of our next episodes.
Yeah. So. Well, I'm going to make a video on I have a lot to talk about on my wings, but like that's going to be like 30 minutes. And I am going to make a little video on my wings, because I did not get to use any of the mechanism I used in my virtual ticket videos. If you saw that, we remade an entire new mechanism in 2 days, mounting everything, and it worked reliably and was strong. Yeah. So that was interesting.
That was definitely a feat
all day
in and of itself. So
yeah, it was a feat in and of itself. So like, I can't believe that we managed to pull that off. I'm really happy. I was scared, and I'm really happy that it actually worked, and it gave me a lot of confidence in my own abilities, and not necessarily it was my original plan of a linear actuator. It was just, I just needed a quick way to do it. Quick. I didn't need anything fancy. I just need the basics. And I should have stuck with my gut. It was the day one plan, and I got away from that. And I'm really happy that I went back to it and it worked. And because I'm I fail a lot too. I make a lot.
And even though that was basic, people still thought it was cool, right?
Yeah, and it was fun, and I learned a lot about what I would have wanted to tweak. So it'd be fun. I'm excited to talk about that in the video and talk here with you guys about some of the. That reminds me. Yeah,
that reminded me of something else too.
Yeah.
Did you see Dino Roy's tire? It was
I did. Yeah,
it was the only remote control Junkrat tire at the con.
Yes, I saw that. That was really cool. I love robots and the remote controlled stuff. I think
it was
that's
amazing.
Really cool. I'd like to see more of that.
So they were doing what's the? I don't think there's a junk.
Oddly enough, there's a little robot right there.
Is there really? That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's only on stage 1 of putting together though, but he's there.
So he was like a 50s greaser style version of Junkrat. I don't think that's an official skin, right? I don't think so. I think there's anyway. So he was like this greaser Junkrat, and he had this. He made this remote control tire, and it rolled around, and it was like a dual axis kind of thing, and it could spin and roll around. It was completely remote control, and it was super cool. So yeah, that's Dino from the brother of Mario from Arms, Armor, and Awesome. My friends awesome. Mario and Alice, who Alice was a Farah last year at BlizzCon, and I made her rocket launcher. So,
I remember that. I saw that one.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Before we wrap up, I want to mention that I have, because some people didn't see it on Prop Live, but I have some new patterns for sale in my store, one of which is my Key Art Jaina Proudmoore pauldron, and it's just put together with glue and no rotary tools or anything used, so it's a beginner-friendly pattern. I'm really excited to be selling this one. It's up for sale on my Store Envy, Jackie Craft on Store Envy, and then also some Alex Straza horns, which are going up. I'm really excited about that, and they were really hard to make. And then there's some other fun stuff on there, so if you want to get a pattern or a pre-cut foam kit, they're for sale on there for the holidays. So those of you that didn't see me talking about it on Bill's show before this episode came out, I'm telling you now. I got
all kinds of cool new stuff for sale.
Yeah. So you can get everybody.
And let's see, I have I got nothing to sell, so I got nothing to show you.
You're taking a little bit of a break and doing some 3D modeling and stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm playing around with it.
Tinkering. So. You're tinkering.
I've been tinkering. I've been tinkering a lot. So
I'm going to do some tinkering too.
I'm toying with another round of Wonder Woman swords here, maybe in a few weeks, but we'll see.
Awesome.
So I got kind of burnt out. I got kind of burnt out making those. So.
Oh yeah, I don't want to sand anything for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch it.
I haven't officially sanded something for 2 months.
Yeah. Oh wow. So, awesome.
Yeah.
Well. It's been nice catching up, and we'll catch up more soon, hopefully. Once Jill gets settled in. Let's get her a washer and dryer, though. I currently don't have the laundry room finished.
So I think we'll try to get some more episodes out before Christmas. Is that our plan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a while before Christmas, too. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm just saying.
Well, you never know what awaits for me. So
because the listeners want more. I'm just saying.
If an alien gets me,
I've been getting a lot of.
I'm an alien.
Well, wait, I thought you were an alien. So.
Oh, I know exactly, but they come back for me periodically.
Oh, okay, I see. Wait till Jill finds out your alien ways.
Yeah, they asked me to collect her because of her 3D modeling. Oh my gosh, this has gone so far.
Wow.
Okay.
Crazy.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna get her settled in, so we'll check up with Jill next time, which hopefully will be soon.
Thank you so much to everyone who's listening to this and for putting up with our hiatus for a couple months.
And everybody that I got to see at BlizzCon and spoke to me and was just smiley and happy and nice. I just love you guys. You made that experience game changer for me.
Absolutely. And that's it for Crafting Geek. Thanks so much. See you next time.
Thanks for listening, guys.